Welcome to Tutor Caleb's channel. In our last video, we were looking at change of subject formula, and we solved some examples that showed us how we can make a variable or an alphabet the subject in a given equation. So today we'll look at more examples on change of subject formula. We start with the first one. We are asked to make A the subject formula in the following equations. We start with A over x plus B is equal to C. In a case where we have a fraction, in changing our subject formula, the first step we take is to remove the fraction. And in removing a fraction, we first of all check the lowest common multiple. You see, we have a denominator here. Our denominator in the first term is x, and the second term we have here, automatically the denominator is 1, and the last term, the denominator is also 1. So if we multiply all the denominators, x times 1 times 1, our lowest common multiple here is x. So our LCM is equal to x. So we multiply all through by the LCM. Multiply all through by LCM. By so doing, we have x times A over x plus x times B is equal to x times C. So let's simplify. This x will go with this x, we cancel this x. So we are left with A plus x times B give us bx is equal to x times C will give us cx. We are asked to make A the subject formula. And you see, the term that is preventing A from being the subject formula here is bx. So in order for A to stand alone on this other side of the equation, we will make sure we remove this bx. We'll take it to the other side of the equation so that A will be left alone on this side of the equation. Because if you remember in our last video, we said that making an alphabet or a variable the subject formula is simply making sure that it's standing alone on one side of that equation, or on one side of the given equation. So in this case, we'll take bx to the other side of the equation. And you see, you take note that bx is having a positive sign behind it. So on moving to the other side of the equation, that positive sign will change to a negative sign. And so we have A is equal to cx minus bx. So we have successfully made our A the subject formula in this given equation. So take the second question, B. A over y plus A over z is equal to 1. We start by getting our lowest common multiple. We multiply all the denominators since the alphabet. We multiply all the denominators to get our lowest common multiple. Y times z will give us yz. And you see that the denominator here is automatically 1. So yz times 1 will give us yz. So our LCM is yz. Always remember that whenever you have a fraction, the first step to take is to do away with the fraction. You first of all clear the fraction. How can you clear the fraction? You clear the fraction by finding the lowest common multiple of all the terms. After that, you use the LCM to multiply each term in the given equation. So we have multiply all through by the LCM. And the LCM is yz. So we have yz times A over y plus yz times a over z equal to 1 times yz. So y, we cancel y, z, we go away with z. We are left with this. Z times a, we have az plus y times a will give us ay is equal to 1 times yz will give us yz. We are asked to make a subject formula, but you see that we have a in the first term, we also have a in the second term. It's like we have a double a, isn't it? We have double a here. A in the first term, a in the second term. So for us to make sure that we have one a, in order for us to have that a as our subject formula, we are going to factorize the left-hand side of our equation. Because it's the left-hand side of our equation that we are having two a's. So we'll factorize this left-hand side of the equation where we'll have two a's, so that in order for us to have only one a, that will enable us to make that a the subject of the given equation, of the given formula. So in order to factorize this, first of all, what is the common term in this expression at the left hand side? The common term is a. So you write the common term outside the bracket, and then the expression you want to factorize, you put it inside the bracket. That is az plus ay. You use the common term to divide each term in this expression at the left hand side. Use the common term to divide each term at the left hand side of this equation. That will be az divided by a, ay divided by a. A will cancel a will cancel a, and we are left with a bracket z plus y close bracket equal to yz. Now you will see that A has not yet been made the subject formula. Why? Because it is still attached to z plus y. Now A is attached to z plus y, which is in bracket, by multiplication. In order for us to separate A from z plus y so that A will stand alone on this side of the equation, we are going to use the opposite of multiplication, which is what? Division, because A is attached to z plus y by multiplication. So it is only by division that we can separate A and z plus y, because the opposite of multiplication, which has combined them together, is division. So by so doing, we are going to divide both sides by z plus y. Divide both sides by z plus y. Divide by z plus y. So you see, z plus y will cancel z plus y, and then A is now left alone on this other side of the equation. So we now have A is equal to yz all over z plus y. So we have successfully made A the subject formula in this given equation. So now we are going to solve the third question. To solve the third question, we are going to solve the third question. The third question says, make A the subject formula in the equation x bracket a plus b close bracket is equal to t. In this given scenario, where we have a bracket, the first step we take is to remove the bracket. You can see that the A in which we want to make the subject formula is enclosed in the bracket. And the only way we can bring this A out of the bracket is by removing the bracket. So how do you remove a bracket? You can only remove a bracket by using the term that is outside the bracket to multiply each term that is inside the bracket. By so doing, we'll remove the bracket. So s times A, we have as, s times A will give us s times plus b, we have plus b s, which is equal to t. So now, we have AS plus BS is equal to T. Remember, we are making A our subject formula. Now, the term that is preventing A from being alone on this side of the equation is BS, plus BS. So we're going to take plus BS to the other side of the equation in order to make A our subject formula. Taking BS to the other, plus BS to the other side of the equation, we have AS is equal to T minus BS. We have minus BS here due to the fact that BS was having a plus sign at the other side of the equation. Moving to the other side of the equation, the plus sign changes to a negative sign. You can see here that our A is not yet standing alone on this side of the equation. That is, we have not yet made our A the subject formula. S is the term preventing, is the variable preventing A from being alone on this side of the equation. And A is attached to S by multiplication. So the only way you can separate A from S or S from A in order for A to be alone on this other side of the equation is by using the opposite of multiplication, which combines A and S. And the opposite of multiplication, as we have stated before, is a division. So we divide both sides by S in order for A to be alone on this side of the equation. So AS divided by S, T minus BS divided by S. S will cancel S, and we are left with A is equal to T minus BS all over or divided by S. Now A has been made the subject formula to this given equation. Thank you for following up to this extent. If you have any questions, you can ask or put them down in the comment section, and you'll surely be given feedback. If you find or if you gain value from this video, please do well to hit the subscribe button, like, and also comment for more videos like this. Thank you.